Yo, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel Football Therapy with me, your host Jan. I hope you're doing well, mate. Really do hope that. Welcome back to Chelsea News, the daily series here on the channel where I reflect on what's been said about Chelsea, giving you my opinion on it. More importantly, mate, asking for yours. Yeah, I had a few beers yesterday. Apologies, I was a little bit drunk when I recorded my match review, so I apologize for that. Some of you guys found it funny, but I'm a bit delicate today. I can't handle it anymore, man, so I'll probably make sure that won't happen again. Today we're talking about outgoings, incomings. Frenkie De Jong apparently is a serious thing that's happening with Chelsea. Ruben Loftus-Cheek might go, Callum Hudson-Odoi might go to Dortmund or Juventus. Wowee. Of course, Marcus Alonso is expected to leave. Tuchel's pretty much confirmed that, I believe. Settle in, get comfortable. Thank you for dropping a like. Let's see if we can get over 3,000. You can help me achieve that goal for this video, that little goal. Subscribe if you want to, should you choose to do so. Hit that sweet, sweet bell, baby. Oh yeah. SPITCH! SPITCH, baby, SPITCH. This video is sponsored by SPITCH. SPITCH is fantasy football, and it's very good and very fun. You can get involved. It's free. You can win prizes. Look at this prize pool here. There's a free prize pool to my that way of 2,500, and also a paid one for £50,000. You can have so much fun on SPITCH, and I'll tell you why. Because it utilizes Opta stats, and it's so important because everyone plays fantasy football, and a player will play well, and he doesn't get rewarded appropriately because he didn't get a goal or a clean sheet. SPITCH can basically alleviate you from those frustrations, and you can just dip in every week. You don't have to commit to a whole season. Click the link in the description, go check out SPITCH, do yourself that favor, and set yourself up, baby girl. Sweet. Right, back in the studio outside Stamford Bridge. Let's talk about exits, of course. Marcus Alonso is imminently at the door to go to Barcelona to play at left back. Good luck to him. Thank you very much for the goals. See you later. We've got Chilwell and Cucurella now, and everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to be alright. No Alonso, no cry. Look, man, I don't want to take the piss out of him because he's actually done quite well for Chelsea, really. And I think he probably gets too much disrespect. But at the same time, thank you, see you later. Do you know what I mean? So Tuchel, I think, pretty much confirmed. I believe, I can't cite his words here. I don't have the quotes, but I believe he pretty much said, yeah, he wants to go. He's going to go. I think it's for just under 10 million euros, I believe, which was, pretty darn cheap. Chelsea are doing a massive clear out and losing. I don't want to say taking L's, but understanding that we have to just not get maximum returns. Excuse me. I heard that Todd Boehly, when he came into the Dodgers, and there was controversy and stuff, and they needed to clear out. They were paying players to leave and stuff, so they fully started again and basically swept everything away, and took a lot of financial L's. And that's seemingly what's happening here at Chelsea. And, of course, a biggest example of that would be, of course, the Romelu Lukaku deal. The loan, he's a record signing. He cost so much money. And, we're loaning him back to the same team we bought him off for absolutely nothing. And the depreciation of his asset value is profound. So, yeah, taking L's all over the gap there. But let's move on and talk about a more interesting and eyebrow-raising exit. Fabrizio Romano tweeting this, ladies and gentlemen. Exclusive. Callum Hudson-Odoi could now leave Chelsea for regular game time. Southampton have already asked for Hudson-Odoi on loan, now pushing. Well, they're going to need him, I think, looking at their performance yesterday. He was also discussed with Leicester days ago. It's up to the player. Hudson-Odoi will make a decision on his future in the next days. Now I'm going to read you what Cy Phillips has published on his website. The days are ticking down in the current transfer window, but the workload for Chelsea increases. There's a lot to do in the window for the Blues. Not only are they still trying to get a few signings over the line before the end of the month, there are plenty of potential outgoings that also need addressing. According to Sky Sports, Callum Hudson-Odoi has told Chelsea he wants to leave. And of course, Fabrizio is saying that's his exclusive. They say 2 Premier League clubs are interested, and we can assume that is the aforementioned Southampton and Leicester. as well as Dortmund and Juventus. They say it will be a loan move. Well, that will be good. First of all, Dortmund had agreed personal terms with Callum Hudson-Odoi last summer, and he wanted to go on that loan to the Bundesliga to essentially replace Jadon Sancho, and he would have been feeding Haaland all season, which would probably have been a great opportunity and loan deal for Hudson-Odoi. So maybe that deal's just picked up again, or that proposal from Dortmund for Hudson-Odoi to go play there has picked up again. I'm not so sure. Juventus, of course, a massive club as well. Both would represent exciting and big loan opportunities for, lest we forget, the 21-year-old. He's so young. He's been around the first team since he was 17. So we just assume, you just think he's older, but he's so young still. His metrics in the Premier League are still very good. Like his chances created per 90 is I think it might be Chelsea's highest. Very, very impressive. I would want to see him go on a loan and get starting minutes in a front three and see what he can do. Tuchel, bearing in mind, Tuchel likes Hudson-Odoi. He's not like, oh yeah, you can go. He likes him because of his positional versatility, and I think generally he appreciates and recognises Hudson-Odoi's talent. But, it's not always been enough to just nail down a starting spot on a front three, because maybe you need to be a little bit more of a narrower playing profile to play behind the striker, the people who do play, Sterling, Havertz and Mount, who are the starting front three at the moment. They can all play really narrow. Hudson-Odoi is very much a winger, like chalk on your boots. That's why he's been played at wing-back quite a lot, because he likes to occupy those parts of the pitch. So if he goes to start as a winger somewhere in Europe, see if he can shine, come back. I think he's still got a little bit left on this deal because he re-signed under Frank Lampard. See what you can do. Prove yourself. If it doesn't go well, then maybe your time is up at Chelsea, but this could be a great opportunity. I'd be gutted if we sold him, because he could be excellent. Callum Hudson-Odoi, he could be absolutely wicked, mate. So I'd be frustrated to see him go. Of course, tell me what you think regarding that. Back to Twitter briefly, at Rashad Rahman, who reports on Barcelona, citing Fabrizio Romano here. Chelsea have not only made contacts with Barcelona for Frenkie De Jong, but with the players' camp as well. Chelsea are ready to go big, in quotations, for Frenkie De Jong. The feeling around Chelsea is that they won't submit a bid until the players until they get a yes from the players' camp. So, from Frenkie De Jong. Chelsea know they can find an agreement with Barcelona. So if Frenkie De Jong says yes, they'll put their big bid into Barcelona. Now, this is wild. I mean, he's a quality player, and you could make an argument, right? So both Kante and Jorginho are over 30. You could say, right, well, the next sort of generation of that starting double six for Thomas Tuchel could be, yes, I haven't forgotten about him, Mateo Kovacic, probably our form midfielder last season. Kovacic and Frenkie De Jong in the midfield. I mean, that does ooze sauce, right? Quality. And yeah, of course, was Kovacic 27? Was Frenkie De Jong 25? There are sort of few years, you're almost a generation in footballing terms younger than those two. Jorginho and Kante. Of course, Conor Gallagher, probably positionally versatile, can play behind the striker as well as a double six, will be utilised a lot as a substitute, high-octane option to press off the bench, which makes a lot of sense. So, Frenkie De Jong, it will be, like I said, I'll maintain my same position as I've spoken about before. It will be funny because Man United have chased him all summer, and if he just bowls up at Chelsea, it would just be jokes. And maybe he will be great. Maybe he'll transform the way we play, and maybe he'll have a great relationship with, a Kai Havertz or Raheem Sterling, and gets them in behind a lot. And I'm all for it. It's exciting, and your inner FIFA child playing transfer manager games, gets excited because why not? The only thing I'd hope, if we do try and get this deal over the line, is that we do somehow try and take advantage of Barcelona's vulnerable position, because so far Todd Boehly and Chelsea have been like, yeah, we're all overpaid. Cucurella's a great signing, I'm not going to say otherwise, but we overpaid for him, and I think Koulibaly and Sterling were good value, but we will, if we get Fofana, we will overpay for him as well. And I think the ownership knows that, but they're just like, yeah, we're going to take some L's. You know, we'll take some L's with Lukaku, this, that, and the other, just to build quickly. At least with Barcelona, try and take advantage. They can't register any of their friggin' players. La Liga has like rejected. There's that news broken yesterday that La Liga has rejected their request to register their new players because they can't financially. I think they just need to sell Frenkie De Jong, get his wages off, you know, make the money from a transfer fee so they can balance the books a little bit more. And should they do that, you know, but so they're in a position of need. Surely we can strong arm them and, like, you know, get him for, you know, certainly cheaper than Man United had negotiated for, because he doesn't want to go there and they need to sell him. And Chelsea be like, we're here and he'll sign for us. He'll agree to it. Surely that's a position of strength for Chelsea in terms of negotiations. Let me know what you think about Frenkie De Jong. Comment down below. Express your thoughts, feelings and emotions. Let's move on. So Fabrizio Romano has talked about also how the contract or contacts and negotiations continue between Chelsea and Leicester for Wesley Fofana. A wonderful, wonderful player that I'd like. And again, like I said, would probably almost, well, we would overpay for him. He does want to come to Chelsea. Reportedly, Thomas Tuchel really wants him, actually, from multiple different journalists and sources. They're all reiterating the fact the Chelsea manager does really want Fofana. And then therefore Chelsea are prepared to go big. Brendan Rodgers, the Leicester manager, he sort of shifted his stance. At first he was like so cold, saying he's not for sale. Then he sort of started saying, well, it costs a lot of money. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like this deal could happen, and there's talks that Ruben Loftus-Cheek could be included in negotiations. I'd be sad to see Ruben Loftus-Cheek go, especially in a permanent. I'm not saying, you know, he's not like the most important player in Chelsea's squad right now, but he's a unique player. If you've watched my content before, you know how I feel about Ruben Loftus-Cheek. He's big, he's a tank, he's got delicate feet. If you speak to people who, like, you know, coach around Chelsea or that work around Chelsea, they rate him so highly behind the scenes at Chelsea, but they just want him to go and do it. Do you know what I mean? I also think Tuchel really likes Loftus-Cheek, and again, not least for that buzzword, his versatility, his positional versatility. He can play anywhere in the midfield, plays right wing back. I think he played right wing back again yesterday. He's played as a sweeper. He's been played up front briefly in a game. Do you know what I mean? So they really rate him. But then again, Conor Gallagher's back, and you know, it's an absolute slugfest. It's a fight to get into that midfield. But like I said, he can play in different positions. Would it be worth it to get Fofana over the line? Many of you guys would say yes, but maybe I'd say yes, but I'd still feel really disappointed that he goes. But I kind of understand. I think he could just be really useful, and I think he accepts being a utility player that plays 40 appearances a season in different positions. Great, you need those kind of players. But again, let me know what you think. Comment down below on everything that I've spoken about today, guys. I really want to hear your opinions or read your opinions on everything that I've spoken about. Yeah, thank you for joining me. Please do drop a like on your way out and subscribe if you're new. Should you choose to do so, hit that sweet bell. And do consider checking out SPITCH simply by clicking the link down in the description. Alright, mate, I'm out. See you soon. Peace.